I can't believe Sensei Steve kicked us out of McDojo.
He didn't kick us out. He said we could stay in the mat room as long as we don't make a mess.
When have we ever been anywhere and not left behind chaos and destruction?
Exactly. And that's why we're back. Back in the bookstore. Or what's left of it.
This place isn't safe, guys. They can see us.
It's just too creepy. I mean, they look like us, but we're us. They can't be us if we're us, right? Is that legal?
It is possible for people to look like other people. There's only so much potential variation in human genetics. Everyone is bound to have a doppelganger or two out in the world.
Sure, but what are the odds that all of ours are together in the same place at the same time and at this very moment looking right at us?
I will admit that is very, very improbable, but it's not technically impossible.
Bah, to your statistics. This is all weird and unnatural, and you know it.
Yeah, it's almost like they're clones.
That's it. They're clones.
The attack of the clones.
That is not what I said.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I bet they were created by the High Council.
There's no way they could have created fully grown clones so quickly. We weren't on the run that long.
I'd wager this is a plan that was in the works for quite some time.
Perhaps they were only recently taken out of storage.
I bet they were stored somewhere nearby. Maybe right here in the mall.
You know what this whole crazy conspiracy theory reminds me of?
It had better be something we can conclave about.
Unfortunately, it is.
Does it involve clones?
Yes.
Oh, and secret conspiracies.
Yes. Unfortunately, it is.
Does it involve clones?
Yeah.
Oh, and secret conspiracies.
Yeah.
In space?
Yeah.
And unethical multinational corporations who value profit over humanity to the point of treating employees as disposable commodities?
Actually, yes.
Is it alien?
No. Within the depths of the mysterious Mall of Misery lies an abandoned bookshop, stripped and gutted by someone more concerned about an aesthetic instead of basic human needs. Ethan.
To surrender style is to embrace barbarism and use my title.
Whatever. Sinquisitor. Opposite a mysteriously rebuilt video store, now harboring unwholesome doppelgangers, the members of a secret society assemble to try to continue their work, condemning the perverse and heretical, even though the leaders of that society are trying to kill them for being very bad at their jobs. To scrutinize those films which are rumored to drive viewers to madness and disillusion. Draw closer, dear listener. Let your trembling ears sup upon the eldritch knowledge of the Cinemania Society.
We
the fellows of the Lenses Hall do convene to judge if this cinema worthy of our esteem, or whether it should cast down worthless hokum. Let us don our feathers in judgment.
We the fellows... Oh.
Welcome, miscreants and mendicants. Just, Ethan, what is up with this vocabulary?
You like to read?
I love fucking reading, but your aesthetic does not apply to my vocabulary. To this conclave of the Cinemania Society. Please be seated. And welcome to our listeners, to whom I will now issue this warning. We disciples, by which I mean them, these other chuckleheads, of the Cinemania Society have studied the mysteries of the motion picture and meditated upon the silver screen for many years. Therefore, we've become inured to the films we scrutinize, which may contain hazards unsuitable to young and sensitive ears. That part's definitely true. As such, we advise anyone listening to do so with discretion. Guard your ears carefully, lest you develop a severe and irreversible case of Cinemania. Present at our conclave tonight are...
Sinquisitor Ethan, Maven of the Montage.
Scrutinizer Zachariah, guardian of the door.
Profligator Daniel, possessor of the word.
Professor Andrea, Scholar of San Francisco.
And Verifier Andy, Master Illuminator.
Not present at tonight's conclave is Arbiter Alessa, a voice from the outer world, for having run clean out of Fox after coming down with a near-terminal case of meh.
Thoughts and prayers.
Which is actually the leading cause of death among Gen Z at the moment. I'm Auntie Hope, keeper of what's left of the books, and what's left of the booze. I will be serving as Pontifex of Presentment for tonight's subject of scrutiny, Moon, from 2009, directed by Duncan Jones. Verifier Andy shall act as master castigator for this conclave. Andy, present the charges.
Charges against the movie Moon include, but are not limited to, crediting the director as Duncan Jones instead of his childhood nickname, Zowie Bowie, borrowing most of its visual aesthetic from the Alien franchise.
Ooh.
Failure to predict that Kevin Spacey was going to be cancelled in the near future. Voicing a robot with anyone other than Alan Tudyk.
Valid.
Reckless driving of a lunar rover. Conduct unbecoming an officer of the NSEA Protector. Blatant disregard for posted occupancy restrictions of a helium-3 transport. Exposing corporate wrongdoing without a license. Absence of starmen waiting in the sky. Inducing blood-vomiting space sickness without a chest burster.
Yeah, really.
Criminal underuse of Matt Berry. Criminal overuse of a Floby. Exceeding the maximum 1 clone per space station rule. Exceeding the maximum 1 Sam Rockwell per movie rule. Grand theft plot from Arnold Schwarzenegger's masterpiece, The Sixth Day.
What?
It was definitely a piece. I don't know about a masterpiece.
A piece of something.
And, last but not least, shortage of ass in a movie called Moon.
Are you kidding me? There is a full-ass shower scene.
I said shortage, not absence.
Dun dun dun.
Serious trigger warnings? Kevin Spacey, I guess.
Yeah.
There's more on the next page, Eddie.
One kind of steamy but not really graphic sex scene. Otherwise, I've got nothing. This movie is pretty tame by our standards.
Thank you, Andy. You may now proceed with the summary.
Where are we now? That's what we're asked as we open on a feel-good commercial for Lunar Industries Limited, which references a worldwide energy crisis that was apparently solved by the discovery and mining of helium-3 on the moon.
Hooray for exposition!
Cut to sweaty-ass Sam Rockwell on a treadmill. Fade to title sequence. Back to Moon, in case you forgot where this is set. A handy text scroll informs us that we're seeing a mining base Sarang, presumably for this fabulous helium-3 we've heard so much about. And this base has a crew of 1 on a 3-year contract. We're treated to some fancy floating text credits, one of which informs us that Gertie is voiced by the as-yet uncancelled Kevin Spacey. Another informs us that this one-man crew is named Sam Bell. Sam heads out in a very non-futuristic spacesuit on a very non-futuristic rover to do some very mundane tasks, while his rover announces repeatedly that it is unsuccessful in its search for long-range comms.
I love when they give the actor his actual name as the character. It's just fantastic.
If we sent someone to the moon tomorrow, this is pretty much what their gear would look like. This movie wants us to know that we're in the future, but not too far into it.
He gets back and with a very Owen Wilson-esque cadence relays a message to headquarters to let them know that he's sending back a full shipment of H3. That's how the cool kids abbreviate helium-3. And also that he is bored beyond belief. He has that classic castaway look with the long hair and scraggly, unkempt beard. He's doing lots of normal, non-crazy activities, like yelling at his robo-assistant Gertie while stabbing the arm of his chair aimlessly. You know, the kind of stuff totally sane people do. Gertie is giving him a robot vacuum haircut so he can look nice while watching the latest pre-recorded message from his wife and daughter. Sam mentions the lack of long-range comms again. He's really hoping it gets fixed soon, since his contract is up in 2 weeks. And notice they're using the suck cut from Wayne's World. You remember that?
Sucking out my will to live.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on. We all remember the infomercials for the Floby.
This reminds me of that moment in Spaceballs when The character says, fuck, even in the future, nothing works.
Yeah, right.
Sam complains to Gertie about yet another headache. Then we see him tending to the few little hobbies that keep him almost sane. He waters his plants, who he talks to by name, then does a little whittling while putting together a model town he's presumably been working on for a while. Things have reached a pretty low point when the entertainment options are conversational gardening and scrimshaw. He makes himself some tea and hallucinates a young woman sitting in his armchair, which causes him to scald his hand with boiling water. While tending to the wound, Gertie casts doubt on Sam's assertion that he was just distracted by the TV, suggesting that maybe he's seeing things. While saying this, Gertie's monitor displays various big yellow emoji faces, because that's how we all communicate in the future. Gertie is like ChatGPT, but with even more unfortunate allegations.
Since he doesn't have a face, if he didn't have an emoji, how would you know how the machine was feeling?
Also,
He's
I
got a
noticed
big,
that.
giant arm, so maybe he could tell you what was on.
Also, you'll notice that every time his little emoji face changes, there's a very quiet ping noise. And every time I heard it, I kept changing my view to look at my phone because I thought I was getting a message or something. It's really distracting. When you notice it, you can't unsee it. Anyway, the next scene is Sam's alarm rudely awakening him from a sex dream about his wife. Then we see him barely surviving a run on the treadmill, followed by him enjoying some vacuum-packed astronaut foods. They're really trying to hammer home the point that we're in the near future. Everything here looks like it's going to be released by Amazon next year, just in time to earn Bezos bucks by running on your handy-dandy treadmill of despair. Sam goes back to his exercise routine, but has even more trouble breathing by the end of his workout. It's a good thing he's going home soon, because he's looking a little worse for wear. Still, it's better than working customer service with the general public.
That's the truth.
So I don't know whether that dream sequence was more funny or creepy for me when I realized that I have that same bra. Mine's just pink instead of white. But so I guess Betsy Johnson's still making really great bras in the future.
We have to assume that by this point they're shipped back to Earth from the mighty bra mines of Jupiter. From the looks of it, this whole operation is automated, except for Sam going out once in a while in his rover to collect full canisters of H3 from the giant mobile mining rigs, which they call harvesters on account of the harvesting they do, and ship them back to Earth.
Automation is great and all, but some things still just need that human touch.
No
singing!
During the next collection, Sam once again hallucinates a young woman. This time she's in the debris cloud coming from the harvester. This distracts him so much that he straight up crashes his rover into the side of the rig. The next thing we see is him waking up in the infirmary under Gertie's care. He looks pretty good for a guy who just almost died under a giant lunar mining rig.
This whole shtick is so corporate, even his hospital gown is branded. Getting serious alien vibes from this.
Cut to the corporate meeting room planning the mission. And just make sure you pack an entire crate of branded hospital wear. We have to think of anything he could need on his moon adventure.
Doesn't anyone else feel like we're wasting time talking about perfectly legitimate business practices on the moon when we should be talking about the real issue here? The evil duplicates of us lurking mere hundreds of inches away.
Yeah, we're getting to that. Look, the point is, maybe it's clones, right?
Fine. I suppose that makes as much sense as any other explanation we've tried out. So, first, we need to figure out where these clones came from. I mean, think about it. There might be more of them.
Right. We have to foil the High Council's plan before they can send another wave of clones at us.
Who said there's even a plan to foil? Maybe it's just one of those random things that just sort of happens for no reason. You know, like the rest of our lives.
Balls! There's plots to be foiled here, and you're spoiling my foiling.
Can't argue with that, I suppose. Well, let the brutal hunt and inevitable massacre begin.
Is this going to be another wild goose chase?
Have we ever chased any other kind of undomesticated waterfowl?
It was just the once, and what happens at sleepaway camp stays at sleepaway camp.
And there was that one mallard on Lake Geneva, but we don't discuss the mallard.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. Okay, it was just the twice.
If I were on the High Council, which I'm not, where would I hide a stash of clones? Which I haven't done. Because I'm not. I'm just saying, if I was, then where would I? If I did. I didn't, though.
If I were hiding anything in a mall, I'd put it in the service corridors.
The what now?
The service corridors, behind the businesses. They use them for deliveries, storage, employee entrances, and such.
Criminy! How does one access said secret corridors?
They're not secret. Look, my store's corridor access is right here, through this door over here, the one marked employees only, which is oddly the only door that you all have never gone through, even though you've ransacked every other part of the bookstore.
Because we're not your employees.
Yeah, you can't tell us what to do or not to do. You're not the boss of us.
Yeah, you're not our mom.
Sometimes it feels like it.
I just assumed it was a personal area.
Yeah, I thought it was the ladies' room.
Okay. I guess none of that really matters. We can go on in. The door isn't even locked.
Oh, this place is so delightfully liminal. Perfection itself. Why are we even bothering with the bookstore when we have this?
Ooh, does that mean you're going to rebuild my bookstore then and leave it the fuck
Moving right
alone?
along, get into the space, everyone. Let the liminality of the space leach your essence. Let yourself become banal.
This place is like a maze or some kind of labyrinth.
Where do you want to go? You can reach any part of this place through the service tunnels. It's pretty neat, huh?
Last I heard, Alessa was in the food court. Let's go look there.
Brilliant idea. Maybe she's found some evidence of the High Council's evil plot. Or evidence of a calzone with extra cheese. Maybe some of those little curly fries, too.
Or at least something a little bit healthy. Ever eaten anything green?
Does it count if it's delicious candy?
Absolutely not.
I think the food court's this way.
Hello! I found the biscuit tin. There are only a few digestives and a half sleeve of ginger nuts, but it should suffice. Hello! Oh, alone again. Oh well, time to practice the forbidden arts. There's a place in France where the naked ladies dance. La, 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 la.
What are these places? I don't recognize any of these businesses.
Batteries, batteries, batteries for a AA good day.
How shocking.
There's Mosaics, the tiling company. Mosaics, the chiropractor. Snakes, the exotic pet store. Sacks, the purse company specializing in purses made from bull scrotums.
Consolidated flanges for all your flanging needs. Oh, that reminds me. I need to check my flanges. They just don't flange the way they used to.
Not touching that one.
Ooh, non-specific Tiny Cosmic Conquest figurines for the non-specific Cosmic Conquest figurine dice-based wargame system of your choice. No way they're getting sued.
Most just aren't what they used to be. I think we need Alessa here to help us.
Oh, Bath, Body, and Beyond. I recognize this one.
Be careful.
It's just a houseware store. What's the problem?
Ooh, what's this?
What the fuck was that? It got Daniel!
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. They got multiple doors back here, and I'm pretty sure that's the one that goes into the Beyond section. I think it's like a wormhole or something. I don't know. Somebody got sucked in there the other day, but I'm pretty sure the other end just spits them out somewhere else in the mall. At least, that's what the janitor told me.
I'm pretty sure that defies the laws of physics.
So does the very existence of our clones and all the other clones that we must find immediately. Onward!
Onward!
Gertie tells Sam he hasn't been asleep very long, but that he should stay in the infirmary for a few days and rest and have some tests. He's looking much more clean-shaven than before, and oddly uninjured for someone who was just in a major accident. Sam wakes up a bit later, and when Gertie doesn't answer, he decides maybe he should go for a walk. His legs are weirdly weak, but he still manages to get down the corridor where he overhears Gertie on a video call. The men on the other end of the call accuse Gertie of losing not only equipment, but also an employee. All in one day. Gertie notices Sam and quickly ends the call, telling Sam he was just recording an update on his progress to send back to Central, since, as you know, the long-range comms are still down, so there's no live feed. And as we all know, when an all-powerful AI is controlling every aspect of your environment, it's a super good situation, and you shouldn't worry about it. Sim is very sensitive to light, can barely stand, and is obviously weak, so he doesn't question Gertie further. He hobbles back to bed while demanding his sunglasses.
The two men from Central that you just barely see in the shadows in the background are Benedict Wong, who you probably know from a lot of the Marvel movies, and Illuminator Andy's other doppelganger, Matt Berry.
He looks nothing like me!
But you look a lot like him.
Gertie claims Sam could have brain damage from the accident and keeps him in the infirmary doing cognitive testing. Sam is allowed to move around the base, but forbidden to go outside. He really wants to get back out there and fix the broken harvester. You know, the one he crashed into. But Gertie is insistent. He is not allowed to leave the base. He follows orders to rest up, but this involves some creepy-ass dreams of a space-suited version of himself reaching out to him from under the bedsheets. We see a video message from the same two men who were talking to Gertie earlier, telling Sam he should stay in and focus on his healing. They will send a rescue crew out to fix the harvester. Sam doesn't like this, so he sabotages a bit of the base so that Gertie will have to allow him outside. Gertie has no choice but to let him out to check for damage to the exterior shell, but that's it, just to check. No need to go poking around or anything. Ominously, his main spacesuit is missing, as is one of the rovers. He takes the spares of each, and instead of just fixing the base, heads out to the broken harvester, where he finds the missing rover jammed halfway under it. Sam makes his way into the broken rover where he finds the missing spacesuit, which contains a nearly frozen corpse of himself? He manages to keep functioning despite this mindfuck and brings his half-dead doppelganger back to base. Sam frantically asks Gertie who this other guy is, to which Gertie repeatedly replies, Sam Bell. Really fucking helpful, Gertie.
Oh, Lord. If I found a doppelganger of myself, I don't think I could keep functioning. I would just have myself a nice little breakdown.
I don't know. I would be like, wow, yeah, that explains a lot.
I think we would immediately kiss.
That sounds about right.
Well, everything fades out, and then we see a repeat of the waking up in the infirmary scene from earlier, this time with a scruffy and injured Sam. He talks to Gertie while clean-shaven Sam stares at them suspiciously over his sunglasses from the corner of the room. Scruffy Sam notices him and asks Gertie if there is anyone else in the room.
Because he definitely thinks he might just be hallucinating that.
Yeah, because Gertie just tells him to go get some rest, and after sleeping it off a bit, Scruffy Sam, with the same burn on his hand from earlier, is up and trying to figure out if the other Sam is real or just a hallucination. For the sake of clarity, we'll call Scruffy Accident Recovery Guy Sam 1, and the clean-shaven guy who likes to wear sunglasses indoors, Sam 2. I thought that was weird, too.
I don't know if you've ever had a migraine or woken up from like a really bad injury or you're recovering from something. Sometimes you do need sunglasses for any kind of light.
And everything's just so freaking white in there too. That cannot feel good.
Yeah, I mean, maybe waking up as a fresh clone is a lot like being hungover. I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably. Well, Sam 1 starts roaming around the base, wondering if he's losing his mind, and Gertie's assertion that both men are in fact Sam Bell isn't doing much to help his sanity.
Why would it?
Right.
Thanks, Gertie. You're really fucking helpful lately.
So, Sam 2's in the gym, barely breaking a sweat, while he jumps rope and boxes with a speed bag. Sam 1, on the other hand, is not only losing his mind, he's also falling apart physically. Can't even walk without limping. Sam 1 asks how long he's been there, and Sam 2 replies about a week, and then accuses Sam 1 of being a clone. Sam 1 is so freaking lonely, he doesn't care how weird it is to be talking to himself, as long as he gets to talk to someone. Well, Sam 2 is icy and distant. They try to break the ice over ping pong, but it doesn't go well. Should have stuck to scrimshaw. That must have been a fun scene to shoot.
Yeah, I was actually wondering how they did that one. I was thinking that they probably had them shoot each side differently and probably like animated the ball to go where it needs to, because that would make
essentially, yeah, they just had to very carefully plan every move he was making so they could shoot and double shoot and all this.
Sometimes they shoot with doubles and then they put the other person's image where the double was.
I was just
but getting it to coordinate with where the ball was for the ping pong shot, that's the more difficult part.
Yeah.
Getting the double and splitting the scene, that's been done for ages, but getting that ball in the right place.
Yeah.
It's so funny, isn't it? The people are not the issue. It's the ping pong ball that's so tricky.
We keep telling you, balls are tricky.
I'm a little worried about Daniel.
I'm sure he'll turn up soon. I mean, the other guy was only gone for a few hours. And he even came back with all of his fingers. And most of his teeth. I mean, and then all we need to do is establish the exact kind of curse and or supernatural vortex event he's been subject to, followed by a full-on grimoire session, followed by...
I said I was a little worried. Let's not go crazy.
Fair. He's survived worse fiascos than this.
Like that incident with the mallard. But we don't discuss the mallard. I'm just saying, though. Mallard.
Look at this!
What?
This large metal door. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I really know my doors. And that's the door to a clone storage area if I've ever seen one.
I think that's a walk-in refrigerator.
Yeah, we are right behind the food court.
That's just part of their clever plan. What better place to hide their fiendish refrigeration?
Do clones need to be refrigerated?
Only after opening. I think they're shelf stable until you break the seal.
Get in, losers. We're going clone hunting.
I'm not getting in there. It's dark. We're likely to be eaten by a grue.
All right, in you go.
No.
Out of the way. Out of the way.
Step on my hair. Damn it. The Cinemania Society was written, produced, and performed by Hope Bravo, Andrea Palladino, Zachariah Burks, Ethan Ireland, Andy Slack, and Daniel Scribner. Editing and sound design by Ethan Ireland. Music by Carl Casey at White Bat Audio. Incidental music and sound effects courtesy of Epidemic Sound. The Cinemania Society is a work of fiction. Unless otherwise indicated, all the names, characters, businesses, places, events, and incidents appearing in this audio play are either the product of the author's imagination or are used in a fictitious manner. Any resemblance to actual persons living, dead, or actual events is purely coincidental and or part of a work of parody that should not be construed as making statements or allegations of actual fact. All celebrity voices are impersonated unless otherwise stated. The Cinemania Society is available on social media. You can reach us on Facebook, Instagram, or Blue Sky, and our Reddit feed on r/The Cinemania Society, or just email us at thecinemaniasociety.gmail.com. You, yes, you listening right now, please take a second to drop us a line, because not only are we dying for an excuse to do a listener mail episode, we genuinely love to hear from you.